Reading newspaper articles about pending investigations here or there. You know, if someone does a Google search, they'll see that there were rumors of investigations going on for the last 10 years. And New York finally stood up and they took one of those investigations and they brought charges. And in all candor, I wish it would have happened. I'm glad to see that it's happening now. He's a bad man.
Hello, hello. I don't know if you saw the Acosta press conference, but oh goodness, I am a very unhappy Autumn. Let me tell you, it is taking all of my willpower to not swear, and I won't. Not on camera, but right now I would love to call Acosta everything but a child of the divine. He gave this press conference, and the whole time he was laughing. He had this happy little smirk throughout the whole thing. Was asked repeatedly, but would not apologize to the victims. Said that he was the hero. That if he hadn't stepped in, Epstein was going to get no jail time whatsoever. I'm sorry, does anyone believe that, really? Unbelievable. And I'm mad. I am really mad. I am really mad. Alright, Acosta. Now, anyone who thinks that that means I'm automatically going to get a reading here on Acosta, where, oh, everything's going to be fine, he's going to be, or rather, horrible things are going to happen to him. No. I get the readings I get are the readings I get. And if you watch the channel long enough, you will see that they're very much readings where I think there are people who deserve some justice or karma, but it doesn't work that way. Acosta, you slime. There's so much evidence. This card has been coming up as witnesses. Or witnesses come in and they leave evidence and then go, and then more witnesses come in and leave evidence and go, and just on and on and on and on, and the evidence is just built up. Wow. And Epstein is his own, oh my gosh, that man is a monster. He is a monster, and he also keeps walking around smiling. Ace of Wands in the past. That's a manhood symbol, let's put it that way. And leave it at that. Center of the reading, King of Cups. The cups are usually, the cup court cards are usually Democrats, for instance in the House of Representatives or what have you, but this feels like this is men who might otherwise come up as different, being very material, if it was Pentacles, or being very much into communications, if it was swords, but this is feeling. And this is, unfortunately, our society is still so patriarchal that it's getting men in their feelings about if this happened to my daughter. That's at the center. And that's where Trump potentially starts running into trouble. That's the thing. I don't know if this will seem like an aside, but hear me out. During the French Revolution, one of the reasons the French Revolution happened is because Louis XIV he was called the Sun King because he had pulled all the power to himself in Paris. And by the time his grandson, Louis XVI, was in power, Louis XVI was a weak man. And he didn't really want to be king. And his main thing was he really liked fixing clocks. And if he had been the son of a clockmaker, and he would have had a nice life. But he was king. And so basically the aristocracy and the clergy, especially the aristocracy, got together and they wanted to take power back, and not only take it back, but take it back with a vengeance. And so they worked to get the populace riled up against the king, against the queen, against the crown, which led to the I used to know the name for it. It was like a House of Representatives type thing, but the people had very little say. But the people had say for the first time ever. So it was like the king got a vote, the aristocracy got a vote, the clergy got a vote, the people got one vote. I mean, it was something like that. I can't remember the details of how that shook out, but the upshot was that the people were given very, very, very little representation, but they had never had any before. And the aristocracy and the clergy were were getting power by just spreading the most awful stories and riling up the populace. Well, that's what's happened with Trump and with the Republicans and Fox News. They created all of these stories about Pizzagate, and they created all these stories, and they came down on Clinton, who very, very well may deserve every negative thing coming to him and more. But you got the base so riled up about the idea that of the possibility of child pornography, child molestation, child trafficking, that now it's coming home to roost. And Trump better be careful, because that is, you rile up the populace. That's what Fox News thinks they've done for their own power, and they don't realize the powder keg that they have been walking around with the heat source for so many years now. Base of the reading. Rich men subjected women. Above the reading. There are a lot of symbols of masculinity in this reading. That's what that's coming up as, and that's a page. I'll leave it at that. And it was the absolutely pathetic court case brought against Epstein for doing this, and this, and this. Near future for Acosta. You bag of slime. He thinks he's fine. He thinks he's done what he can, and the president is behind him, and he got up there and he said he's the hero, and things would have been much worse, and he's so glad, and he was just smirking the whole time. The whole time. It was appalling. But this is what's going to come to hit him. It's one thing after the next after the next. I wonder if these are all lawsuits, to be honest. I really wonder if these are all lawsuits against him. Home environment. Well, these are investigators. So people will be looking into what he did. Because these are investigators in his home environment, and the fact that this is the Queen of Swords, that this is a woman, means these are people who are not, what it says to me is that these are not investigators that can be bought off. Hopes and fears. People want justice, and you know, the people who were involved in this, they're afraid of justice. What other people see? So much damage. So much damage to these victims. Final outcome for Acosta. Major Arcana. Major Arcana. Wow. Wow, those are 3 of the strongest cards in the deck. These are both the biggest cards of completion and endings and isolation right in the middle of them. He's not just toast, he is. This is epic. This is epic toast. Oh my goodness. Tell us more. Tell us more about this, please. Acosta, the smirking man, the hero, the smirking hero. Yeah, smirking hero. Okay, tell us more about this in vivid detail. What's going to happen to Acosta? Because it feels, the energy feels like him being just the tide itself, just sweeping him out into the ocean, which would be fine with me. Judgment. There's definitely going to be judgment. I feel like I should leave these uncovered. Strength of the victim, strength of the woman coming forward, and bless every one of them. That's hard. That's brutal. That's absolutely brutal. Then finally getting some justice, getting some relief from this heartache that they've carried. And then there's still going to be Trump supporters and people who are awful towards women giving them grief. But they will also make powerful friends. I'm being drawn to this belt on the horse. I know there's a specific name for that, each piece of this, but the skull and crossbones, for some reason. I wonder if any of these victims have died. Because the woman who just came out, I mean, with the most appalling stories, also just brought up something really weird. Said that Epstein, he had a bathtub that was like open, and of course he had lots of paintings of naked women. Okay, fine, whatever. But in his bathtub there were all of these prosthetic mammary glands, let's put it that way, that he would touch while he was bathing. I mean, weird. I mean, am I the only one that strikes it? That's kind of like serial killer levels of weirdness, but that makes me wonder, is Acosta going to, and mothers across the country, livid. So is Acosta, I'll read on Epstein separately. Is Acosta is he going to face his own criminal charges? Is Acosta the Smirking man? Is he going to face his own criminal charges? The slime. Oh, it's gonna hurt his money. He's not gonna be able to make any money. His whole career just coming to a screeching halt. He's still sitting pretty because this is Mar-a-Lago because of Trump. I wonder if Trump has to, is Trump going to stand by Acosta because Acosta has something on him, or Epstein has something on Trump? So all of these guys are going to protect each other to the bitter end. Does Acosta or Epstein, is Trump going to stand by Acosta because there is incriminating evidence against Trump? Stand by Acosta because there is incriminating evidence out there about Trump. What I got feeling with this is there's actually a lot about Trump. There's a lot of incriminating evidence about Trump. I don't know if it's specific to this. And Trump is already on shaky ground. That sand is shifting beneath him. This is Trump reduced to the person he is, not the office holder or what he sees as himself. This is just a 70-some-year-old man who lives on fast food and who acts like he snorts Adderall and has done many, many, many questionable things. Having Melania there has protected him from a lot of criticism coming toward him. And he wouldn't have wanted to be in the White House and be single. And for what it's worth, I'm getting the feeling that he threatened Melania, that if she didn't, because remember at first she just wanted to stay in New York. But I get the feeling here that he really threatened her, that if she didn't come to the White House and be the first lady, that really ugly things, like he threatened her with like awful things I will not go into details on. And having her there has protected him from a lot of bad stuff, because this is both Pelosi and it's women. It's women facing him, because you notice she's looking at the money. She's not facing him. She's not looking at him. She is looking at him. And Trump's already on shaky ground. Does Epstein have anything on Trump? Parties, like the calendar girl party. Oh, I'm getting a yes. Yes. Epstein has evidence or films or pictures or something on Trump. That's secrets. The devil. And it's been used as blackmail. And Epstein has used blackmail quite a bit. Alright, so what's going to happen to Acosta? He's trying to get public sympathy back. He probably will meet with the victims at some point, is what that feels like. uh, giving a pittance, giving to children's charities or whatever. Anything, but anything to keep Trump happy. And keep the Trump clan image and the lies. So, Trump may get rid of him, but I don't know that that's... It depends on what else comes to light. Whether Acosta leaving is slow or fast. Depends what comes to light. And there's more here. There's more. There's more. There's more. There's more. And there's a lot that's going to come out. All right, so that's what I'm getting here. And yeah, it's starting to go off into other things. So that's what I've got here. But Acosta, you should worry, and actually that feels like Trump worrying. And that's what I'm getting on this slime bag. But it's good that this stuff is coming to light, even though it's upsetting, very upsetting. All right, but hang in there. All right, and there's more to come. There's more to come coming out, because sunlight is the best disinfectant. So, hang in there. And thank you for watching. I appreciate it.